roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Here.
Mr. Wagner?
Here.
Mr. Kremke?
Here.
Mr. Hauser?
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. I'm sure everyone has had a chance to review the minutes from our May meeting. Are there any comments or changes?
I'd make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all approved?
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is audience participation. That's for anyone to approach the board regarding something that isn't already on the agenda. Okay, seeing none, we'll move forward. We have no old business. We do have a preliminary hearing for Carl Wallace at 123 Rankin Street, requesting a developmental standard variance for a third accessory structure. It will be to build a 22 by 42 foot garage for vehicle storage. You're here for Carl?
Yeah, he's out of town right now.
Okay, could you approach the podium, give us your full name, your address, and then explain the petition to us?
Kyle Wallace, 1174 Shell Mill Drive, Chesterton, Indiana.
Okay, want to tell us a little bit about Carl's petition?
I don't know a whole lot about it.
Okay.
Just kind of up and down with it, but I know he wants to build a pole barn that would put all the stuff in it, without having it out in the backyard, just looking trashy, basically.
Okay,
Pretty crazy about keeping his house clean, so.
yeah.
He's been talking about this for a couple of years,
And he's finally gonna do it.
hopefully,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I can describe it.
Yeah, if you
That's a
would.
very concise way to put it.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. He's got a 35-foot boat, I think it is,
35 or 36.
something like that, pretty long boat. He currently stores it elsewhere. He'd like to have it stored at the house, but he doesn't want to just trashing up the yard with the boat sitting outside.
Mhm.
Plus, it would be more secure if it was enclosed than just sitting out. If you, when you have a chance to drive by, you'll notice that everything is neatly kept and matching, so he wants to have the barn match, or the garage, we're gonna call it, match the rest of it. There's a little shed behind his house that counts as a structure, and he's got an attached garage, so that's what triggers the third structure in the variance. He has two parcels that are there. He actually combined those already.
Okay,
So they're actually, that's gone, that's taken care of, that would
Okay.
have been a stipulation. But really, it's for security and keep it looking nice, so he doesn't just have stuff parked all over in the backyard,
yeah,
which he's allowed to do.
okay.
What are the three structures again? Because I know we've had trouble in the
He's
past.
got an attached garage and a 12 by 16 shed, or 8 by 12, or whatever the shed.
But we
shed,
weren't
yeah.
counting the attached garage in the past.
It is counted, yeah.
It is
Our
counted.
code counts that, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we had that across from Wagner's where the guy was gonna put up that big pole building, and I thought we weren't gonna count the attached.
Our code's written, it counts an attached garage.
I never could keep that straight.
That way, it's not discriminating against people that have a detached garage, because it's counted in both cases. If it's detached, it's a structure, obviously, and if it's attached.
So he has an attached garage, a shed, and now he's gonna put a pole building.
Yeah,
Correct.
So it's a third structure.
that's what we're,
And I thought we couldn't have three structures.
have to get variance.
That's why they're here. That's why
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, I thought
He's
so.
here. Mike, you've seen the building plans, there's going to be no need for height variances
No,
or anything
he
like that?
he actually designed it to match the maximum height, so it's a little lower than 18 feet.
Okay,
So he did that already.
okay,
And it fits on the site just fine, the way we had it laid out. So Carl's a little meticulous with stuff, and he's planned this out very,
Very
very
well.
well, so,
okay.
yeah.
Any other questions, anybody?
Well, what's he gonna do with the shed? He's
Nothing,
gonna
it'll
keep
stay
it?
there. Yeah, I'll stay there, yeah.
You'll still
Got a lot
use
of
it,
stuff.
probably a garden shed or, whatever.
He's got his lawn equipment in it.
Okay, so our role here tonight is to either set this for public hearing or not set it for public hearing for next month. Are there any more questions?
How far off the property line? It looks like 5 feet.
5 feet, that's what the code says, yeah. 5 feet off the rear line, which is the alley.
Does that,
Then he could access it from the alley, back the boat in there.
so with that being a corner lot, does that make that a side yard?
No, his house faces Rankin Street, so it's the backyard,
Backyard, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Before we vote, I would just like to have you communicate to Carl the findings of fact section on here. If you could look at those and try to be a little more specific in answering the questions.
Findings and facts.
Yeah, it's called findings of fact on the application.
Okay.
Just asking to be a little more specific and, answering the questions.
We can go back, you can come back and refill it out then, or?
Well, yeah, just have him change the answers to those and get them back to Tammy.
Yeah, he can call me when he gets back.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think it comes back Saturday.
Okay,
Okay,
that's fine.
yeah. Anything else? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we set this for public hearing for our July meeting.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes,
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Krupke?
Yes. All right, thank you. So,
That's it?
Yep.
She's got a list for you. Give it to your dad, all right?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll call me. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Next item is a public hearing for David Pape at 3021 Florenton Street regarding a developmental standard variance for construction within a 15-foot yard setback for a needed addition for code compliant staircase. Mr. Pape, I know we had some good discussion last month. Do you have anything to add, or you want to talk to the board again about?
Nothing new to add, just to outline again, we're at 3021 Florentine Street. It sits on blocks 40, 41, 42, 43. The building itself is pinned into the south, as close as it can get to the southwest corner of the property. Lots 40 and 41 are on a very steep sand dune to the back there. The house, as you mentioned, pinned in to the front. I've got a 15-foot to the next property line. To the east, to the northeast, we have our septic system. To the southeast, we have our well. And then we've got 10, 11, 12 feet before the dune starts climbing. To our west is the platted Florentine Street. The house currently sits on the building setback by 4.5 feet. As a point of reference, the setback line, 15 foot building setback line runs right through the western part of the house, which is the dining room and the living room. So it's already in there. You might recall from last meeting, when we started working on the property, we replaced the foundation because the foundation, there wasn't a foundation, it was on pier and post construction. We replaced that and then found out shortly thereafter that the property was not going to meet any sort of code compliance for the staircase. The staircase that existed once upon a time was incredibly steep. We can go into the woes of that, but it was just a bad compliance. Or would not comply with any similar staircase building. So, what we determined is that we need an addition to the south side of the property, right, to house the staircase. It will also include 2 bedrooms and 2 baths in that area, in that space. Now, that addition is 10 by 40, and part of that addition sits into the building.
Sure. Okay, thank you. And now we're talking 2 variances, correct? We've got the addition that's 12.5-foot encroachment, and then a deck that's the full 15-foot encroachment. So we've
Yeah,
got,
he corrected that in.
yeah, it's on here. I just wanted to say that for the record so everybody understands the 2 things we're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a point of clarification.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the deck runs right out to the property line. The old deck went over the property line, and it was cut off the house.
Okay.
Which was quite dramatic. It was cut off the house when we raised the house.
Mhm.
And it leads to the door into the house. So you need the stairs.
It
Yeah.
does lead into the,
Yeah.
that is the front, effectively
The front door,
of the
yeah.
house, because it faces light of
thank you. Mr. Willoughby, the public notice in order?
Everything is in order.
Wonderful. Okay. Hearing that, I will open a public hearing at 5:40. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in opposition to this petition? Anyone to speak in opposition? Anyone to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing at 5:41. Mr., I don't care what order, Mr. Barry or Mr. Mandan, so, okay.
They got that memo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I sent a memo that indicated that there's 3 conditions that all have to be met in order for the variance to be granted. And the first 2 are usually pretty simple to accomplish. It's usually the third one that's in question. And assuming that this is a code compliant issue, it's kind of a textbook practical difficulty on the use of the property. And that is, in fact, the third and most difficult condition to meet. So I'm recommending approval as a result.
Mr. Barry, do you have anything?
Yeah, it's like I said, the last meeting, the house is crammed into the corner. He's renovating it to greatly improve the property, let's just put it that way, and make it usable and code compliant, which he can't do without the variance, because of the construction of the house. The foundation was replaced first, like he stated, and that basically falls under our non-conforming building code. Put it back in the same spot. But once you start peeling back the onion and finding out what the house is made like, he needed to really renovate it. And he's already done the retaining wall and some other work on it. And this just makes it code compliant, so I'm in favor of it too.
You got any questions from the board?
No.
Comments? Okay. Seeing none, I guess we're ready for an motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Kremke?
Yes. Okay, next are the findings of fact for this that we need to comment on, review, change. They are extremely detailed. So, and my question is, do they need to be simplified, or are they, okay?
I would first comment, usually these don't get used in my private practice or when I'm on this side. So both petitions before you tonight are absolutely more thoughtful than most. So they can be as detailed, and I feel that you could rely on the ones that are proposed this evening. So.
I'm glad to second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Roll call. We lost it?
It's back on now.
All right. Do we need to repeat what we just did? No? Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second to accept the findings as written. Roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Kremke?
Yes?
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Who made the motion?
I made the
Made the
motion.
motion, who seconded?
I think Jim.
Jim did.
Okay, thank you.
Are we sure this is working?
Huh?
Are we sure this is working?
It says it's working.
I mean, it just doesn't look like it's working.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It cut out on us, okay? We lost power.
Okay, we do have another public hearing. Next is for Brandon Martin, 990 Brookfield Drive, requesting a developmental standards variance for a roof structure to cover a patio, because the house is pushed back against the building line. So, Mr. Barton, just again, state your name and address for the record, and if you want to give us another brief overview, that would be excellent.
Brandon Martin, 990 Brookfield Drive. So I'm requesting development standard, to put a roof structure over my patio, which I got put in last year, 13 by 26. After the last meeting, Mr. Bear is nice enough to come by and determine to go 8 feet in the 20-foot setback. The structure will be attached to the house with, matching shingles, which we just got put on 2 years ago. 4 8x8 fiberglass poles on it, and covers the entire patio.
Okay.
If I remember right, that's in the, like a cul-de-sac there.
Yeah,
You're backed right up to the property line, if I remember, in the back.
Yeah, the east side of the house is like touching the property line.
Yeah, nice area, but, yeah, you're sort of pinned in.
Yeah.
Okay. So then our variance would be for an 8-foot encroachment, is what it would be for, okay, all right. Mr. Billady, is public notice in order?
It is in order.
Wonderful. Hearing that, we will open the public hearing at 5:47. Is there anyone to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in favor? Is there anyone to speak in opposition to this petition? Anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? All right, seeing none, we're going to close the public hearing at 5:47 as well. Mr. Mandan?
Again, is there a practical difficulty in this case that could satisfy that third condition? And in my opinion, that there is. The practical difficulty is the location of the house. The fact is that you cannot extend anything structurally beyond the current wall of the main structure, principal structure, because of the location of the house being set completely back on the lot. So it's, as a result of that, in my opinion, there is a practical difficulty. Number 3 is satisfied, and I'm recommending approval.
Okay. Barry?
So when that subdivision was built, and I think Wood Lake Springs is the same way, we had 20-foot backyard setbacks at some point on some of the subdivisions. We changed that later to 35 feet for backyards. So when that house got built, it's at an angle shoved back as far as you could with the corner right on the property line. The Martins have done a lot of nice updates to the house and kept it up. He did move his fence when he found it was a little off the line, so he did that already. And it's just it's like a lean-to open roof structure, so they can enjoy their patio with a little coverage. So I'm in favor of it. They've really done a nice job on it. But that's a very unique situation in that subdivision with the house shoved back like that. Doesn't give them any opportunity to build, like Jim said, anything. So I'm in favor of it too.
Any questions from the board? Any comments from the board? Excuse me. Okay. Then seeing no comments, no additional discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Kremke?
Yes. Okay. Next, we move on to the findings. These findings, I do think we need to supplement with work. Any opinions from the board? Number 3, we can include Mr. Mandan's explanation as the finding for number 3.
I have proposed language if you'd like to entertain, I have it electronically so
Certainly.
that,
I love that.
so, taking the basis of what the applicant has submitted, ultimately it says after the as follows, the location of the home is placed on the property line and there is no room to build or otherwise improve the property without approval of a requested variance. What would you like to add to that? Mr., what would you like to add to that? Anything in addition,
sorry?
anything in addition to that, based on your, I mean, that is the crux of it, so.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Do we all, I mean, do we say anything about the change in the?
Well,
setback?
I think that we could probably do it in a overall, so we'll make these in the form of a motion if you were to approve that language to add. So that would be the third prong.
Right.
Um,
And then the second, number one looks like it's fine. The second one, again, the explanation for number one suffices for number two as well, in my opinion.
If I may, I probably have a little enhanced version. I think it encompasses those, but they do
That's
mirror
good.
each other.
Yep.
So that essentially it says the contemplated project will enable petitioner to improve the home and cover an existing concrete pad while ensuring the property will remain compatible with the general character of the immediate neighborhood and also being completed in full compliance with the requirements of the code.
Good. That good with everybody?
Yeah,
So I think the motion, if,
because the pad's already there, if I remember right.
Yes, we got
Yeah.
them last September,
I
October.
thought so, yeah.
could just encompass to adopt those as read.
Yep. Okay. Everybody understand that?
Yes,
Okay. So do we have a motion
I'll make a motion to approve,
as read?
as read.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes,
Mr. Wagner,
Yes?
Mr. Hauser,
Yes.
Mr. Kremke.
Yes.
tonight's
Okay.
been an easy night.
Your variance is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Er-
Do we
Yeah,
have
real
any,
nice
any
house,
updates?
right there.
Anyone to come before the board?
No
No.
updates from me.
Okay. Well, with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead.
No, go.
No,
for it.
Harry,
I'd
come
make
on,
a
you've
motion
been
to adjourn.
quiet.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody.